You ever walk into a room and just feel like something's wrong? Now, imagine that feeling stretch across miles of land, soaked in blood, betrayal, and just really bad vibes. Today, we're diving into real places, cities, islands, entire castles that aren't just forgotten, they're avoided on purpose. Cursed places, places where things went so horribly wrong, people still whispering about it centuries later. Still want to go sightseeing? No? Too late, you're already here. Let's start light. A dance party, ooh, but like the cursed kind. In 1518, the city of
Strasbourg,
now in France, had a woman start dancing in the street. No music, no reasons, just vibes. Then others joined. And then they couldn't stop. Some danced for days, some literally danced to death. The doctors blamed the air, said it was corrupted, maybe from all the bad humors in the city. But the priest said, no, it was clearly the devil. And everyone else just blamed Margaret, who started it. She always started these things. To this day, we have no solid answers, but whatever hit Starburg, it wasn't just bad music. It was something ancient, infectious, unexplainable, and maybe still out there, waiting for its next groove. Off the coast of Venice, Italy, there is a little island called Poveglia. Looks peaceful, sunny, great views, solid in Instagram potential. Poveglia was used as a quarantine station during the Black Death, as in dump the sick here and sail away fast. Then centuries later, because apparently it wasn't cursed enough, they built a mental asylum on it. Classic move. Now, back in the 1820s, mental health care wasn't exactly gentle. We're talking lobotomies, restraints, ice baths, isolation, horrible stuff. And according to local legends, patients started reporting things. Whispers in empty hallways, shadows that didn't belong to anyone, faces in the walls. But here's the kicker. Nobody believed them because they were crazy, right? But hear me out. There were thousands of plague victims buried under the island who were left here to basically die. Literally mass graves. Doctors back then said the ground was more bones than dirt. So if they said they were hearing voices, they were hearing voices. Also, there is one doctor who reportedly did experimental lobotomies with zero anesthesia. He started seeing things too. Eventually, he threw himself off the bell tower, but locals say he didn't jump. Something pushed him. Either way, people said his screams still echoing today, especially when the fog rolls in. Fun fact, you still can't legally visit Poveglia to this day. Due to its history, the island has a reputation for being haunted, with many believing it's inhabited by the spirits of those who died here. So the government ghosted the ghosts and restricted public access to the island. Let's head over to Ireland, the home of Leap Castle, the bloodiest building in the country. Built in the 13th century by the O'Bannon clan, and the first thing they did They fought each other to death to decide who would rule it. No, really, the brothers were like, let's just leap off this rock and whoever lives, get the house. That's where the names come from. So, off to a great start. Then came centuries of betrayal, murder, and good old medieval torture. They say one priest was stabbed to death at the altar during Mass. Get this? By his own brother. The room where it happened is still called the Bloody Chapel, because why I sugarcoated it. But here's where it gets really cute. In 1922, some poor renovators knocked open a hidden wall shaft and found an obelette, translation, a forgotten place, full of skeletons, hundreds of them, all impaled on spikes, like some medieval meat kebab. And if all that wasn't enough, people say Leap Castle is home to something else, something that isn't human. They call it the Elemental. They describe it like this: glowing red eyes, stink like rotten flesh, and feeds off pain and fear. You know, like your average Airbnb guest. Today, the castle's still standing, so if you want to visit, just watch your steps. Wouldn't want to fall into any more surprise spike pits, would you? So yeah, cursed places. You love to hear about them, you don't want to live in one. If you liked getting hunted through your screen, hit like, subscribe for fresh nightmare fuels every Friday, assuming the spirits let me upload. And I'll see you in your nightmares. And with that, the lights goes off.